John Carter wiped the sweat from his brow as he surveyed the bustling factory floor. The rhythmic hum of machinery and the scent of freshly cut wood filled the air, a testament to years of relentless hard work. Carter Woodworks was his life's work, a company he had built from the ground up, fueled by long nights, early mornings, and a dream of creating a legacy for his daughter, Emily. "Hey, Dad! Look what I made!" Emily's voice, youthful and full of excitement, echoed through the workshop. John turned to see his teenage daughter holding up a beautifully carved wooden birdhouse. Her eyes sparkled with pride, and John's heart swelled with affection. "That's fantastic, Em!" he exclaimed, taking the birdhouse from her and inspecting it. "You have a real talent. One day, this place will be yours to run." Emily beamed, but there was a flicker of something in her eyes that John couldn't quite place. "I can't wait, Dad. I want to make you proud." Years passed, and Emily grew into a poised and confident young woman. John devoted himself to teaching her every aspect of the business. She absorbed his lessons with ease, quickly proving herself a natural leader. "Dad, I've been thinking," Emily said one evening as they sat in John's modest living room, discussing the company's future. "We should expand into international markets. There's a lot of potential overseas." John nodded thoughtfully. "You're right. It's a big step, but I trust your judgment, Em. You've got a good head on your shoulders." Emily's smile was radiant. "Thanks, Dad. I just want us to succeed." Emily's vision and drive transformed Carter Woodworks into a thriving international enterprise. The business flourished, and John couldn't have been prouder. Yet, despite the success, he noticed subtle changes in Emily. She became more distant, her visits less frequent, and her focus seemed to shift from the company to a more extravagant lifestyle. "Dad, I've been so busy with work," Emily explained one afternoon, waving dismissively when John mentioned her prolonged absences. "You know how it is." John forced a smile. "Of course, Em. Just don't forget about the people who helped get you here." "I won't, Dad. I promise." As the years rolled on, John's health began to decline. His once strong frame grew frail, and he found himself relying more and more on Emily to keep the business running smoothly. But Emily's priorities seemed to shift further away from Carter Woodworks. One day, John received a letter that made his heart skip a beat. It was a notice from the board of directors, informing him that Emily had initiated the process to sell the company. "Emily, what is this?" John demanded, his voice trembling as he held up the letter. Emily looked at him with a mix of irritation and indifference. "Dad, it's time to move on. We can make a huge profit from the sale. It's what's best for both of us." "Best for us?" John's voice cracked. "This company is your legacy, Emily. It's our family's legacy." Emily sighed, her patience wearing thin. "Dad, things change. I've worked hard, and I deserve to enjoy my life. You should be happy for me." John felt a crushing weight on his chest. "What about the employees? The people who depend on this company?" Emily's gaze hardened. "They'll be fine. It's just business." The sale of Carter Woodworks went through swiftly, and John watched helplessly as everything he had built was dismantled. The new owners had no intention of maintaining the company's legacy. They were interested only in the assets. Emily, flush with newfound wealth, moved into a lavish penthouse in the city, surrounding herself with luxury and high society. John, feeling betrayed and heartbroken, found himself alone in his small house, his health deteriorating rapidly. One afternoon, as John sat by the window, staring at the remnants of his once thriving business, the doorbell rang. He struggled to his feet, shuffling to the door. There stood Emily, her expression unreadable. "Dad, we need to talk," she said, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. John sank into his armchair, too weary to argue. What is it, Emily? Emily took a deep breath. I've made arrangements for you to move into a retirement home. It's one of the best in the city. You'll be well taken care of. John's eyes widened in disbelief. You want to put me in a home? Why? Dad, you need professional care. I can't give you that, Emily said, her tone firm. It's for the best. John's heart shattered as he realized the depth of his daughter's betrayal. I trusted you, Emily. I gave you everything. Emily's expression softened for a moment, but then she steeled herself. I'm sorry, Dad. This is the way it has to be. The transition to the retirement home was swift and painful. John found himself in a sterile room, surrounded by strangers, his heart heavy with sorrow. He spent his days reminiscing about the past, the dreams he once had, and the daughter he had lost. One evening, as John sat in the common room, a nurse approached him with a gentle smile. Mr. Carter, you have a visitor. John looked up, hope flickering in his eyes. But it wasn't Emily. Instead, a young woman stepped forward, her expression nervous but kind. Hello, Mr. Carter. My name is Lily. I used to work at Carter Woodworks, she said, taking a seat beside him. John's eyes brightened. Lily, I remember you. How are you? I'm good, thanks to you. You gave me my first job, and I'll always be grateful, Lily said, her voice sincere. I heard about what happened, and I wanted to visit you. John's heart warmed at her words. Thank you, Lily. It's good to see a friendly face. As they talked, John felt a glimmer of hope. Despite the betrayal and heartache, he realized that his legacy lived on in the people he had helped, the lives he had touched. And in that moment, he found a small measure of peace. John passed away a few years later, peacefully in his room. Lily continued to visit him regularly, forming a bond that brought both of them comfort during his final years. When John died, Emily assumed she would receive a substantial sum from his life insurance policy. She expected another windfall, confident it would support her lavish lifestyle. However, she was in for a shock. Unbeknownst to her, John had changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy to Lily, grateful for her kindness and support. Upon learning this, Emily was devastated. Her life, already precarious due to poor investments and a marriage to a man who had stolen much of her money, began to unravel further. She had counted on that insurance money to save her from financial ruin, and without it, she faced a bleak future. Desperation gripped her as she realized that her father's final act of generosity had not been for her, but for Lily. It was a poignant reminder of the consequences of her actions and the depth of her betrayal. As she struggled to find a way out of her financial mess, she was forced to confront the painful truth. She had squandered everything her father had built for her, leaving herself with nothing but regret and the echoes of a legacy she had forsaken. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue bringing you heartfelt stories. Thank you for watching.